What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, our competition entry. This is the Vallsen 2040. We have the VM Special, which is Swedish for special. Pretty awesome. We got this one from the auction house. It is in terribly bad condition, just the way I like it. Did we get a good deal, though? Not quite, but not far off. 11,863 is what I paid, and I could sell it for 10,308, only losing out on 1,555. Not too bad. We've definitely had plenty worse starts here on the Virtual Mechanic channel. The engine in this one today is a V8 double overhead chem AXK TRS, the twin turbo V8. Probably my favorite new engine added in with the drag racing DLC. Pretty awesome. And well, as you can see, the car is looking very, very sorry for itself. But we have got lots to do to this one today. There is lots of bonus parts to go on this one. It's very special, very unique. And I've got to say a few thank yous to a few little people. I'll sort that one out a little bit later on. Let's get stuck in, though. Let's get this one over to the car wash. Let's get it started. Here we are then in the car wash with our Vallsen. Let's go. Let's just get it cleaned. Off we go. I think it's green. I don't know if it'll be green all the way around, but we've got a lot missing. It is green all the way around. Not a very nice green either. Definitely not keeping that. We do have a livery for this one today, created by myself. Again, nothing special. Just something I threw together to make it a little bit different, stand out a little bit more. But let's get it back on the lifter. Let's get that engine ripped out of there. Before we rip out that turbocharged V8, we need to check for the oil pan. It is there. So let's get that all drained out. Hopefully not too bad. Let's see out you come. Oh, that is absolutely filthy. What was this car? 158,000 kilometers. Pretty bad, though. Let's get you put away. Nobody's looked after you, you poor little car. So straight away, the first thing I'm going to notice is that we are missing a drive shaft. So I'm going to add that to the basket so that we don't forget that one. And jump back in. Let's get this starter out of here. And then this terrible condition gearbox. Only the one rusty bolt, though. So not bad. Not bad at all. And we are going to grab these rear mufflers, even though we've got no front exhaust sections. That's it for the exhaust on this one today. So let's get that engine ripped out of there. Down you go. Let's go and grab the engine crane. Over we come. And let's get you ripped out of there, hopefully. Nice and easy. That is what we like. Now, we are skipping over most of this now. We don't do the full strip down or check everything, but we check the engine bay. It is all in there, looking fantastic. We should have a battery somewhere. I've lost my battery. Where's my battery? There it is, just down there. We're all good. We just want to drain out these liquids. We've got 1, 2, 3. Is there any more? No, just the 3 by the looks of that. So out we go. Additional tools. Drain tool, click and hold on the container, and when I come back, this will all be completely stripped down. That's everything repaired, replaced, and upgraded, ready to go back on our beautiful little Vallsen 2040. We need to get ours stripped, though. There isn't much on here, so let's just get it off. There's a fender there. What else have we got? Trunk, bumper, tail light. And I genuinely believe that might be it. Just check for that rear quarter panel window. Words, there we go. Let's get the interior out and see if we have got everything out with the seats and out with that steering wheel there. And we'll have a quick double check. That looks like everything. 1% on that screen and nothing on that screen. Just how we like it. Now, the frame is 26% and I paid 11,000 for it. I don't think this is going to cost much. I'm going to say, I'm just going to go straight up 500 on this one. 750. Not quite at all. Now, I am just going to quickly show you, if we go into the main shop here, wherever the Vallsen is, there it is. You do only get the normal parts. Everything on there is everything you need to build it. There are no body tuning ones for the Vallsen. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any special options. But one other thing I will show you is my bonus parts today. I'll be using amplifiers, bass boxes, subwoofers. You've even got a boost gauge in there as well. A couple of monitors in there just for good measure. Yeah, it's going to look pretty sweet. So I need to buy everything we need to buy for ours to get it all back together. Then get it all back together. Can't wait to show you guys all the bonus parts on this one. It does look pretty awesome. Time to get this little beauty all back together. We've got lots of bonus parts, so this might take a little longer. So we'll just get stuck in. On with the hood and the headlights and everything. All of this is just what it is. It doesn't come with any bonus parts or additional parts. So it just goes back together exactly as it came apart until we get to our bonus parts, that is. So let's just get it all in. In we go. On we go. Rear doors. Rear windows. Come on. And the quarter panel window there as well. Back window. Trunk. Tail lights. In you go. In you go. And on you go. Door. Nearly there. Rear quarter panel window. Window. Door. Mirror and window. Then we'll get the interior in. And then we'll throw in all of our bonus parts. On we go. Let's get into the interior. Now, I've kept the original bench seat there. I've swapped the steering wheel out to the M3 wheel. I just think it looks pretty good. And I'm using different seats today. I'm going to give these Vantage seats a go because I've seen some painted and they look pretty awesome. Now we need to get on to bonus parts. Look at all these dots everywhere. There is a lot of them. 14 to be exact. At the front, we've got 2 air scoops. In we go there. And then just in here, I've got just a little boost gauge sat in the dashboard. Can you see it there? Just about. There it is. Just sitting there looking pretty good. Down the back here, we've got a big old new spoiler, which somebody made for me. Thank you very much, Jackyl. I very appreciate that. Speaking of Jackyl, let's get this trunk open and get the rest of these bonus parts in. Most of this is made by Jackyl. Let's just get in. We've got a double subwoofer over here. Jumpy game. A double subwoofer over here. And then I need to get these right. Back here, we've got a single subwoofer. There we go. In the middle, another single subwoofer facing the other way. And then another single subwoofer over there. Down in the bottom, we've got the bass box sat in the ground, looking pretty good. And then on these 2 pieces here, we've got some monitors sticking forward, looking sweet. And then on the tops, just a couple of amps to keep it all running. That's looking awesome in there. We are going to add a bit of color to that a little bit later, but I'm very pleased with how that trunk looks. It came out absolutely incredible. Jackyl did most of the work on these. We've got Jackyl audio systems on there and on there, looking awesome. That's all of the bonus parts. Let's get it closed back down. That spoiler does ping through just a little bit, but when it's closed, it looks absolutely incredible. Look at that. Beautiful looking, sort of sleeper-ish with that twin turbo V8 in there. Let's check we've got everything. I know that's all the bonus parts because there's no more dots. 92. I haven't done the plates. Let's just get them on as this is the special. We've just put the special plates on there. Looking pretty good. There we go. And there we go. Let's get this one over to the paint shop. Let's get some color on it and check out the livery I've created for today. Well, here it is then. We've got the 2 hood scoops there in this lovely light blue, like a Cayenne or something. I don't know what you'd want to call that there. Matching in with the seats, we've got the headrests on the bench along with a few extra bits we'll see in a minute. But the main basis of the livery, there it is. You got the spray painted line down the side there, all dripping off, looking pretty good. You've got a Virtual Mechanic logo on there, a new one I've created. We've got the Sprayer logo, which is the paint booth. We've also got the Jackyl Audio Systems logo. Thank you for that, Jackyl. Looks absolutely incredible. And a Dino Star logo just up here. If I just open this, you can see the seatbelt clips are also in that color, and we've got the steering wheel and seats in there. The boost gauge at the front, I left that one in the body grey, fits in with the dashboard better. Otherwise, it'd be the only one with a light blue ring around it. But down to the back, we open the trunk. That's looking pretty epic in there with that sort of cayenne blue on there, looking incredible. Very, very pleased with that. It looks absolutely beautiful. Now, what are we going to do? So it's grey in here, so I'm thinking a black, blue, and maybe a bit of grey on the engine, and then a black and that blue underneath for the suspension, with a bit of grey in there as well, depending on if we can get the matte finish or, you know, shinier finishes, so on and so forth. But I'm loving this one so far. What do you guys think of my livery and my colour designs, and also the config design, including the sound system in the boot, which I think looks absolutely incredible? That's what we're going to go for. We need to get everything painted, so let's get it back on the lift and let's start getting it all back together. Let's start getting our beautiful little Vallsen all back together. Looking lovely, enjoying that. Starting with the shocks, we've got grey shocks, blue springs, and a blue cap on the top there. They're looking sweet. Very pleased with them. This grey and blue is such a lovely combo with a little splash of black. We'll start the intercooler. In you go. You are in a sort of metallic cayenne blue there. Looking pretty good, but not quite matching everything. In with the black cross member. Let's just get some rubber bushings in here so we don't forget. Excuse me, exhaust in my way a little bit. There we go. We got a steering rack in the grey and a sway bar in that blue there. with an inner tie rod also in that blue, and the knuckles are black. Outer tie rod's in a little grey, just to blend it up just a little bit, and we've all seen that shock in its grey and blue, looking beautiful. Very pleased with that. Lower suspension arm also in the grey there. On we go, keeping it all separated and looking nice. Sway bar link in a black, goes too metallic-y, and I didn't want this bit to be too metallic-y. Front axle knuckle cover in a grey, and then the wheel hub itself just in a little black there. On you go. In with the bearing, on with the disc. And then we've got a hubcap in the blue, brake pads on you go, and then the brake caliper, not chromed, just in a matte blue today, like that, looking pretty sweet. Very pleased with that. I'm just going to set it on the ground for a second. Two things I want to see. I want to see that intercooler in there, just about, not too visible, but underneath here you've got the blue cap just popping through into the engine bay. I like that. Back up we go. Let's get the rear end all together and get this one ready to go. Under we go. The main drive axle just in a black there, with the shock in a grey, and then the spring cap in a grey with, oh my god, can't click on it, with the spring itself just in that lovely little cayenne blue, and the cap on top of this one just black. Then we got the grey suspension arm with the leaf spring plates and U-bolts all in that cayenne blue. Now most of this is in a complete matte finish. Not all of it. Obviously, some of the parts can't go matte with the Quality of Life mod. They paint them, but they go metallic. But that's looking sweet. The knuckle on there is in a grey, and then the hubcap's also in a grey with the drive axle in a black there. On you go. And then let's just get this all finished and ready. Brake pad, and then up to the brake caliper in that cayenne blue. Oh, too close. Fuel tank we've just done in a grey there, with the fuel pump itself also in that blue. Looking pretty tasty. I'm going to get all the other side done, both front and back. Then we'll move on to get the engine bay all sorted before we go and build that beautiful twin turbo V8. That grey, black and cayenne blue is a beautiful colour combination. Very pleased with that. Thank you for the suggestion, French Toast. I don't leave anyone out of this. But let's get this all together. We've got air filters in the black, in you go, looking pretty sweet with some lovely cayenne blue clips on there. Oh, can't click on it. Very, very pleased with that. Swing around. Let's get the other side in. In we go, and in we go. Oh, won't make you watch me do the other one. We can see how awesome that looks there. The wishy-washy reservoir, in you go. Power steering reservoir, in you go. We've got the ABS pump in that blue, very metallic-y, and the module black on top of it, just to sort of keep it separate a little bit. You can see the colour difference. These are identical on the colour scale, but one's in a matte finish and one's in the custom finish that comes with the Quality of Life mod. Brake servo, in you go. I'll fit the fuse box base in. We've just done that one blacked out. It looked a little bit out of place in the blue, so we'll leave it as it is. In with the battery. We did remember to pick that one up off charge. And then in with the radiator. The lovely fan housing kit and a chromed out fan on there. I still like doing them. I think they look absolutely incredible. Very pleased with that. That's it for the engine bay. Very simple one. I'm just going to get on and get this air filter all finished and the last of the fuse box. And then we will go and build that beautiful turbocharged V8. I'm hoping it looks absolutely incredible. Time to get this little beast all back together. We got a matte black block with a matte grey oil pan on there, looking pretty good. Let's start getting it all together with the engine heads. These are in the blue, and obviously on the outside they're very metallic-y, which isn't too bad, but it is pretty much the only metallic-y blue part on the whole of this engine, but it still looks pretty good. Let's get the other one on as well. We do have to get both of these on and everything in before we can move on to the front, so let's just get through it. In we go. We've got spark plugs to go in. We've also got camshafts to go in as well. So I'm going to crack on with them, and I'll be back in just a second. There we go. The camshafts all in, the cam gear's on, and the spark plugs in. Let's get on with these timing belts. One here and one here. And then a lovely timing cover in the grey on the front there, just to finish that off, blending into the oil pan, looking pretty sweet. The water pump's in the blue, in that lovely matte blue. And then we've got an alternator in the black on this side and the power steering pump in the black on this side. And the crankshaft pulley is also in a black, along with all of the rollers and this water pump pulley. So I'll just get all of them in and I'll be back again. There we go. Now we can get the belt in here. Can we get the other belt in? We can indeed. Let's get all the front finished. Belt tensioner in that matte blue, looking sweet. And the last idle roller just in black there. And then let's move up. So we got the engine head covers. I've done these in a black. I think they look pretty awesome. They're very matte black on there, looking pretty sweet. But hopefully it should blend in. The engine bay is mostly grey, so it should look pretty awesome. Ignition coils, in you go. I can't click on it. In you go, in you go, and in you go. And then a coil cover on top in that lovely matte blue, looking special on there. Oil filter just down the bottom in a black. And we've got the fuel filter over here in a lovely little blue. Let's get the other engine head on and crack on with this motor. In we go, all bolted up. And then we've obviously got the coils and the coil cover to go on top of there. In you go, in you go, in you go, and in you go. And then the coil cover in that matte blue on the top, looking beautiful. Intake manifold, we did do that one in a black. I thought a blue would have been too much there. Plus, means we can put these lovely blue fuel rails on the top just to give it a splash of that black and blue. Looking pretty sweet. Last thing to go on, or almost the last thing to go on, just the exhaust manifolds in a lovely matte black there. Looking good. Then we've got the turbos on top in a blue, because why not? That looks fantastic. And also the throttle up here, just in a black. I was going to do the blue, but it was too metallic, even more metallic than these pieces here. So it looked a bit out of place. Last piece to go on, then I'm going to grab some pictures, and then we'll get it dropped in our beautiful Vallsen out there, looking stunning. Let's just get it all finished. Get this done, get some pictures, be back in a moment. Here we go then, time to see how good this twin turbo V8 looks inside our little Vallsen. Let's go get it dropped in you go. Hopefully it should look pretty incredible. That's looking good. Plenty of black, plenty of blue, and just a little bit grey. And even the grey in there is a little bit darker than the grey in the engine bay. I'm still quite pleased with it. That's looking fantastic, especially them lovely turbos on there. Looking great. Let's get up in the air. We got a gearbox, drive shaft, and the final piece of exhaust to go in. Under we go. Up towards here. Let's get the gearbox in. I've done that one just in the black to match the engine block on there. Still looking pretty sweet. Where have we got? Starter just over here in that matte blue. Looking good. And then the exhaust just coming out the end. I just left them in black. Oh, didn't want them to be too overpowering. We'll check them out in just a moment. And let's get the drive shaft in, which is in a grey. It looks very black, but trust me, it is a grey. It's just because it's a bit metallic. But never mind. That didn't come out quite how I wanted it to, but it still looks pretty sweet in there. Just some wheels to go and then top up the liquids. But let's get it drop back down. And you can see the black exhaust just in there, blending in. They are there, just hidden away from us all. So I'll get the wheels done. We'll get this one outside in the sun, all finished off. Looking awesome. Here we are then, all finished with our competition entry. Vallsen at 2040, the VM Special. Looking absolutely stunning. I love this one. That engine looks beautiful in there. Not too many colours on there, just black and a splash of that blue. It wants to keep putting me back into that mode, but never mind. We will carry on. Looking beautiful, and this livery will go around to this side. I'm quite pleased with this livery. It is nothing special, but it looks pretty sweet. And I have to say a big thank you to Jackyl for, one, creating all of these bonus parts you see in here for everybody. Also for letting me have his logo there so I could put it on the side of my car, make it look like a sponsor logo. But also, most importantly, for that wing. Honestly, I did have a wing on it before. We spoke about it last night. I didn't think he'd get it done for me today. I just thought he'd get it done for me in future so that I could release this config, which I'm obviously going to do. But now we have a new spoiler specially to go with it. So thank you very much, Jackyl. Very much appreciate that. I will put a link to Jackyl's collection, including the spoiler and all the trunk stuff in there, along with everything else at the end of the video. In the video description, you'll be able to find that one if you want all of them. But they are all available on Steam. Just go and find them nice and easy. Let's talk about these rims. I went with a 1A, my favourite rim. You may have seen them once or twice or 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, lots of times before. These rims here, they're an 18-inch rim with a 205 width and a 25 profile on there, fitting in pretty well. Down at the back, it looks a lot bigger. It's not that much bigger. The rim itself is still an 18-inch rim, but the width of the tyre is 355, still with a 25 profile on there. Looking absolutely fantastic. I am incredibly pleased with this one. I think it looks absolutely stunning. Let's jump inside and check out the interior. Obviously, the Vantage seats look beautiful in this colour. I'm not going to lie. I don't like the fact they say Vantage on them for our Vallsen, but still awesome nonetheless. Let's get this one started and hear that twin-turbo V8. Nice, nice grumble. We love to hear that. Let's give it some gas though and hear them turbos. Very mean sounding at the top end, plus that turbo whistle just completes this V8 for me. I do love it. But let's get this one onto the dyno, see what horsepower we've got and what our drag rating is today. Here we are then on the dyno with our V8 twin turbo Vallsen 2040, the VM Special. 825 factory horsepower on this one. How much have we added today and what is our drag rating? Let's have a look. A gain of 802 horsepower, 98%. Pretty good, very pleased with that. Bringing our measured power up to 1,627. And who thought this square box would end up with a drag rating of A, 999. Looking pretty good on there. Should do all right on the drag strip, but let's have a look at the gearbox tuning setup. There it is. I've gone for a 3 ratio, and this one just the 5 gears. 93 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to 335 at the top end of 5th. Not quite sure we'll quite get up to that speed, but we'll see what we top out at the end of the 1 mile strip. No ECU in this one, no carburetors. I could have made it a bit more powerful by stuffing an ECU in there, but why bother? We've still got an awesome vehicle. Let's get it on the drag strip. Let's see how well it can do against some competition. Here we are then at the drag strip with our Vallsen 2040. Let's get into it. King of the Sands, 1 mile. Obviously A-class. Pay the entry fee. Well, here we are then. Who's our first race against? It is against the Ford Mustang RTR Unicorn version 4. Pretty sweet on there. We got lots of unicorns again. Plus a Ford Mustang drag driven by a Multiply. And another Ford Mustang drag by Dead Bob at 777. Not bad. Let's get into it and see how well we can do. Well, we've probably seen this one on the drag strip way too much now, the lovely little unicorn. So let's just jump inside and see if we can beat it. Let's go. Off the line. There we go. Into second and into third. I can't see it pulling away from us. That's a good sign. Into fourth. Where are you? Seems like you're behind us. Happy with that. Into fifth. We're sort of flying in this box, in this cardboard shoebox we've got here. What are we going to cross the line at today? Let's have a look. That's pretty good. 410, that looked like. 411, even better than I thought, with a quarter mile time of 8.915 at 290 kilometers an hour and a 1 mile of 20.773 with a top speed of 411. Absolutely demolishing these unicorns. They're not that good. We need some better opponents. Let's get into the next one. Well, it's going to be all unicorns on the way to the final if we make it through the next race against the Ford Mustang drag. Now, I don't know what year model that one's meant to be, but I know the Ford Mustang drag's pretty good. Sadly, we're up against Payne, which means we're either going to lose to Payne or we're going to knock Payne out. Let's get into it and see how we do. Not my favourite Mustang. Still a good Mustang, though. We do love all of the Mustangs pretty much. So let's see if we can beat this one down the strip. In we go. Let's get started. Off the line, that's always a good sign. Into second, into third. Where are you? Still behind us. That was a bad gear change, being honest. Into fourth, it's still behind us. We're going to smash it with this Vallsen. Into fifth. Are we going to beat our first run? Be nice if we did, but I don't quite see it. We're still winning. That's always a good sign. What are we going to cross the line at? 410, so that looked slightly slower. Was a little bit slower this time. 8.960. Not quite as fast as our first run, and a 20.839. It's still not quite as fast, but even though the Mustang had a much better top speed than us, we just about saw it off by 1 second towards the end there. Not bad at all. Bit of a shame, but let's get into the next one. We've only got unicorns left, so let's just get them raced. Just the unicorns left to go. This one here is a version 3, and then we got 2 version 4s and our Vallsen 2040. Let's get into it. Hopefully we should be able to smash this and then smash our way to victory. Same livery as the first one. I really am getting tired of seeing... I love the car, but I'm getting tired of seeing them on the drag strip. Be nice to have some different competition, but let's go! Off the line without jumping the lights. Thank you. Into second, into third. That was a much better gear change there. Into fourth. Where are you? Still miles behind us. I think we're going to have this in the bag as long as we don't make the mistake of jumping the lights, which is one of my favourite things to do. I tend to do it more often than not. Will this be a better run? Let's find out. 4:11 again and at 9.008. So technically our slowest run so far and a 20.887 to the 1 mile. But we smashed the unicorn. Don't like seeing you there anyway. So let's just get into the last one and see if we can beat the last unicorn. There we go. It's just going to be the version 4 again. So let's just get on with it and let's beat this unicorn on the drag strip. Here we go then, final boss time, although final boss looks like 2 of the other opponents we've already taken on today. So let's just get inside and let's go. Don't jump the lights. There we go, we did get off. It looks like we're probably going to win this one, at least I hope we will. Into 3rd. Come on, little Vallsen. Yeah, I think we've probably got this one in the bag. Let's get it into 5th gear and let's coast along down to the finish line and take our crown and our championship. Nice to win them again. Is this going to be our best run? Fingers crossed. Is it 8.975? Still not beating our first run of 8.915 and a 1 mile of 20.773. So technically still not our fastest run, but a very good run nonetheless. And these unicorns, they just don't have a very good top speed. Anything that's got a top speed of above 328 or 330 is going to be able to beat these unicorns nice and easy. Hopefully we don't keep seeing them all over the drag strip, but let's go and collect our money and head back to the garage. And there it is, another 11,250. It always helps, especially considering we started at minus 1,555 with this car. We overpaid a bit much to it, so we're already up a little bit. Let's get back to the garage and see what it is really worth. Well, there we have it then, the Vallsen 240 VM Special at number 8 with 1,627 horsepower, a 1/4 mile time of just under 9 seconds at 8.915 and a 1 mile time of 20.773 at 411 kilometers an hour or 255 miles an hour. Not bad at all. Very pleased with that considering it is a big old shoebox on wheels. But let's go and say goodbye, or I'm not going to say goodbye because I've made it, so we're keeping it. But there she is, all finished, looking absolutely stunning. I do really love this car. It's absolutely fantastic. And I do need to say a massive, massive thank you for Jackyl for finishing that spoiler for me in time for today's video. Thank you so much for that, buddy. Really, really appreciate it. Very, very cool of you. But there we are, all finished, beautiful looking and incredibly quick as well. I can't believe it knocked the Arezzo Cortana off of the speeder board. That trunk looking beautiful in there with all the speakers and the sound system. Very, very pleased with this one. The real question is, though, can we make a profit from it? Let's talk some facts and figures. I bought the car for 11,863 and could sell it as I bought it, losing a profit of 1,555, which we definitely didn't want to do. We've since spent 68,522 painting and modifying, upgrading this car, getting it to how you see it here today with a total spend of 80,355. It does look beautiful, though. I am very pleased with it. But if we were to sell it, would we be able to make a profit? Let's have a look. All 100% complete. Just shy of 159,000 kilometers on there, but almost brand new inside with that engine. Now tuned up to 1,627 horsepower, a gain of 98%. Absolutely incredible. But would we be able to make a profit? I'll spend 80,385. With a sale of 103,433, we would be able to make a profit. In fact, a profit of 23,048. But we have to add on top our drag tournament winnings of 10,250. Bringing the total profit from this one would be 33,298. But we're not going to sell it. We are going to keep it forevermore. It's probably going to take the spot of... Unfortunately, it's probably going to take this spot here of the electric experimental Mustang, which I do need to get this down the drag strip now. Now that we've got the drag strip, I need to see what it can actually do. Good old Blue Lightning. I did enjoy this build. It was absolutely incredible, but new build, we got to take the space of it. So maybe we'll find another spot for that Mustang just there. But there it is, all finished. We're nearly at the end of today's video. I've just got to introduce what's up next. And I'm back in the DLC cars. This is the Pagani. If I get close enough. I can't get close enough. There we go. This is the Pagani Zonda Revolution, the standard edition. We got it from the junkyard. I don't do very many junkyard builds, but this is definitely a junkyard build for us. Very poor condition, as you can see there. And did we get a good deal? No. Even from the junkyard, I still can't get a good deal on things. 29,096 is what we paid for it, and I could sell it for 26,504, losing out on 2,592, which wouldn't be that bad. I'm sure we'll be able to claw that back on a Pagani. The engine in this one is the V12 M120 with 800 factory horsepower. We're obviously going to be putting performance parts on it, ready to get it down the drag trip and see what the Pagani can do on the drag strip. That is for the next time, though. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to come onto the Discord and vote for your favourites. You could even enter, but obviously this video comes out on the Wednesday. The competition does close today, midnight British time, or British Standard Time. So you give it a couple of hours if you wanted to get one in. There's some cool ones up there already, so just vote for whoever your favourite is. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, as always, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Really trying to get as many subscribers as we can. Thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, whatever you get up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.